The View has a bad reputation. People marginalize The View. They say bad things about it. They disparage it. They call it out. They say it's like the worst type of TV. It's there to mislead the masses. It gives out horrible information. And it's by a bunch of people who don't really know politics. And all that's true. That's true. And it's spot on. It's right. It's accurate. But it doesn't mean it's not entertaining. And you can also learn something from The View. You can learn what not to do, who not to marry, and what not to watch. These are all important learning moments for Americans and for all people. Take, for instance, this episode I'm about to play for you. I have to share this with you. I must. I don't want to hoard all of this knowledge to myself.
Last week's Democratic debate didn't have a single candidate of color on stage. Does this concern you?
What concerns me is that we have a president who demonizes immigrants, or he created this whole lie that President Obama was not born in this country, and that he talks about the marchers in the Klan and the rest of them in Charlottesville as good people on both sides. That type of rhetoric bothers me more than anything.
That's where I'm at. It's the divisiveness that I see. It's the direction of the country. I want to see a change. I just want to see a change. I think we're all so exhausted about the lack of civility, about the divisiveness. We just need to see something different. We need unity. We need to give our children more hope, to give our children something different.
I like to be hopeful on Martin Luther King Day. That's just me, because I think he was such a deeply hopeful inspiration to so many Americans and continues to be. It's been 52 years since his speech. My mother's 65, so I think about in her lifetime all the incredible changes that have happened in this country. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that interracial marriage was illegal, that obviously people of color couldn't vote, women couldn't vote. It's really not that long ago. So I try and look at the progress we've made and remain hopeful that, yes, this is not my favorite time in American history, but there was once a time when we were literally dueling with each other. And as you know, I mean, civil rights activists getting clubbed and hosed and killed, assassinated. And I just like to remain hopeful that America is still a shining beacon on the hill and we will get past this.
But we have to be vigilant because, you know, as Benjamin Franklin said, you have a republic if you can keep it. He didn't say you have a republic, you know, forever, for eternity. It's a work in progress at all times. And right now, I think we're in a very precarious position in the country, and I think that people need to understand that. This is not a game.
I think people understand.
Man, it must be nice to be doing so well that you could be this empty. You know? You could be this empty and be like, just like, you know, your biggest problem is some shit Trump said 4 years ago. Trump said we could always be bad people on both sides. That's the worst. No, it's not the worst. If that's the worst problem you have, is some words that Trump said that people took out of context for real. But, okay, I'll give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. If you think that's the worst, motherfucker, try living in a tent in the winter where people come and steal your dog. They say the dog should have to live this way. And they pried the dog out of your hands and took the dog to a home and left you in your tent. This really happens in the richest country in the history of countries. The richest country in the world, America, there are people living in tents. And they have children. And they used to have lives, Johnson. Some people got sick. That was their fault. They got sick. And they had the wrong insurance. But that's not a problem. We're not going to bring that up, are we, Sonny? I just wish we were more, I just want change. Change to what? Everyone sitting up there is a millionaire. All of you. That's why you have no problems. You need to hire some real people. I need to start watching The Real. They got real problems. Be like, yo, man, my cousin, he got shot. My cousin got shot last weekend. Yo, and then we can't afford a good lawyer. They got real problems. Your ass, well, we need, Sonny's up there. This wasn't so divisive. And for America, it's just so divisive. It's never been this divisive. It's never been. I mean, and then it's sad when Meghan McCain has to come in and add like some realism, like, yeah, like, you know, it was worse before. Remember when the civil rights activists were assassinated? Oh yeah. Leave it to John McCain's daughter to be the only one voice of reason about how this is like, and I'm not saying that things shouldn't be better, but you are leaving out a lot of shit if all you think is, oh, the worst thing in America is language on TV, or the Democrats and Republicans aren't getting along. I'd like to know when they got along, Johnson. I just sat through 8 years of Obama with a stalemate with the Republicans. But like all of a sudden now, this is the worst it's ever been. Mitch McConnell is the God, we're this devil. Like, yeah, he's horrible, but where were you in the 80s? They skipped the crack, guys, they skipped the crack era. They skipped mass incarceration. They skipped the civil rights movement. They don't know anything. They don't care to know anything. Yeah, it's so bad. It makes me feel bad. Feel awful. So sad about... Sonny is such full of shit. She can't even think of anything to say. Like, yeah, it's like, all of us, we just want things to change. She's just thinking about where she's going to get her hair done and, you know, if she wanted a gold hamburger or something. So, man, I don't know, man. I'm just saying this is just ridiculous that they have a show, Johnson. They have a show, and it's not getting canceled. It's not getting canceled. People leave, people go, but they just bring in another vacuous, empty suit, empty skirt or pantsuit or whatever you call it. Come right here and say a bunch of pointless shit. Have bad, horrible opinions that we tell you to say. Great. There you go. Have a seat. And we all know if you start speaking truth to power on that show, they'll quickly get you off that show. Because that show is not to educate you, other than the way I explained in the beginning. If you want to watch that show, folks, public service announcement. Watch that show to learn the type of friends you don't want. Learn what rich people really think about you and what they think is important. You and I, we have real problems. We have real shit going on. We got kids that can't go to college because the price of college is crazy. We got family members who can't afford the illness, who are ill, conditions and diseases, medications through the roof. We got folks in our families or people that we love, we care about, barely hanging on, barely making ends meet. Us or them are living paycheck to paycheck. Some of us worse than that. People payday loans, people driving Uber, working at Walmart and Amazon, hoping they can get a lift home. And they are talking about language or something Trump said on Twitter. That's the extent of their concern. So keep that in mind. And then we got, for my last segment, we got Bill Maher talking about we don't need nothing. We don't want to shoot too high because we won't get it done. And that's how we end up with all the problems I just mentioned. So take it for what it's worth. I'm your guy. I'm Tim Black, but I can't lie to you. This is horrible shit, and we need to band together, and we need to go after them. We need to eat the rich. We need to change our tax codes. We need to make these corporations pay their fair share, and we need to get something out of this country except bombs on brown countries. If we do that, we will have done something. And if you fall for the stupid okey-doke trap that I'm not going to vote because I can't get exactly what I want out of this person, well, let me tell you something. Bernie's our best shot, and he's going to get more out of him than he will ever get out of any of the rest of these people. I've been telling you this. I'm not paid to tell you. I don't work for a campaign. But I'm seeing a lot of bullshit, and it's time for it to stop. Oh, there you go. My name is Tim Black. You're now tuned into the most watched Black independent media news network in the country. We cover politics, we cover pop culture, we cover whatever matters in your world. If it goes down, I'm covering it. We do a show, live show, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Friday nights, we got what? A call-in show. Anybody can call in. Throughout the week, We put out little clips, short clips of important news. You don't want to miss it. Stay on top of your news. Go with a reliable source. I'm there for you. TBTV, this is where it's at. Subscribe today and remember, don't you let nobody take your cornbread. Johnson.